7:44, and I'm calling the public hearing closed. Discussion, comments from the board? My comment is I think pretty much our hands are tied.
I agree.
That's just my own personal comment. Anyone else?
I agree, if they're willing to work within the rules, it seems like it'd be the best for everybody.
Did that make sense when you said we can, I'm with understanding tonight, we can go ahead, Cam, can get us a building permit to build the house. The garage is gonna be a discussion.
Yeah,
So
and
we'll
you've
have to-
already presented, we've had gross and, yeah, we have current elevation already, so you already had to step into that part,
So the house actually is gonna be all right.
so.
Built.
The house,
We can tear down and build the
you've
house.
presented the house at flood protection grade, so there's no
Yeah.
issues with that, so.
And the garage will continue on that 212 to the flood.
400 square feet.
Correct, additional 400 square feet, correct.
And then
So
the
that
new,
would be-
the new roof on the accessory structure is gonna be a maintenance item.
In the house, the garage, the freestanding garage right now, it's still, you have to just leave it alone.
Yeah, other than the roof, I mean, if
Yeah.
it's leaking, that's a maintenance, but if everything else goes into that 50% threshold that FEMA,
Want me to work?
sorry.
Okay.
So, if, from what they're saying and what you're saying, probably the fastest way to do it was just to withdraw your request for variances. And that way you don't have to have them vote against it, so.
Cause if
That's
if
totally
you
up to
vote
you.
against it and it's denied, then it's for a year, there's nothing can be presented. So
So-
if you
so I-
withdraw from it, then that doesn't take effect.
You agree? I agree.
Yeah, I think we agree with that. But it's, before we vote. are you
Well,
guys voting?
if
Well,
you
they won't vote.
withdraw,
If you
we
withdraw,
don't
we don't
have
vote.
a vote. There's no vote.
Yeah.
But if I'm understanding, so I reiterate what I just said to you, we can build a house with a 20 by 20 garage. I know the rules with flood, the flaps. But you're fine with that?
Yeah, that's at the threat, that still means.
No, it's actually, we wanted to discuss that tonight too.
This is for zoning.
No, that would not be for
That's not
discussion.
under us, that's.
That's all,
That's you?
that's through the permit.
That's you?
Yeah, that's nothing to do with the variance.
Then I
Yep.
You wouldn't have to have it in this board.
You
vote.
would-
No, they don't have to prove that, it meets the criteria, that goes
We're
to
just here for
the.
that garage, and you say if you wanna withdraw, then we're done and we move on.
I think it best interest of everybody just withdrawing.
Okay.
And then, yeah, I agree, as petitioner, I agree.
And you've presented the plan, so we'll go through that, that's your final instruction plan.
As long as your side yard setbacks and stuff, front and backyard are all in compliance.
We've already done that.
Those
We've
are
already
all-
done that.
Then it is not under our purview.
It's under our own.
Yeah,
It's already done.
it's all with Cameron, and he should be able to, as long as you're in compliance with the rules, he should be able to issue the permit.
They've already had all that.
Well, one last thing. Thank you guys for at least being understanding that
Well,
you answered some questions that I think are answered, so.
I have dealt with government regulations for decades, and there are many rules, and you have to read the rules very carefully, and then take those rules and then play the game to win. This is a very difficult part of the regulations, because it is so inflexible on what we can and cannot do.
It'll give you a migraine and whatnot.
Yeah.
And you can find a statement from FEMA that matches what you wanna do, but then there's another one that sits there and says you can't do it.
Yeah.
So,
Yes, ma'am. Yep.
How do we understand and get the answers to questions regarding those rules? When you're looking at doing a project?
That is a very good question, because when I started reading this, and I started looking at the board packets and stuff that came through from email, and I started reading it, I started scratching my head going, this is,
I send them to the state for clarification, because there
Well,
are.
in all due respect, Cameron, that's great, but we've been trying to get a hold of you for a month and you haven't returned any phone
Well,
calls. So
there's
that's
a
why I'm
reason for
trying
that
to
as well,
get-
so.
I thought maybe by addressing the board, I might be able to get.
So you
some
guys
answers.
presented me an email with what you was proposing, so if you come in and fill out an application that's gonna get reviewed with everything, if, I can't just look at an email with what's proposed and give a direct answer until it's set in stone what you want to do. So yours had a
That's
couple
what,
different.
then
That's
that's
what
what
we're
you
trying
needed to
to-
tell us then.
Well, I
That's
did
what
tell you, you
needed to
guys
tell
had
us then. So we
several
can get
different
back
plans, and then
where
it
we're
changed to a different corner. So
You didn't
once
get
it's
back
set
my
in
email for
stone.
like 3 weeks, then you got back to it, sorry, I was late, I'll
Excuse
give you
me.
a call
Yeah,
tomorrow.
we're-
And that was-
We're not gonna go down that road, because
Okay.
it-
No, I just
Folks,
need to
we're
know.
in a meeting, you can discuss this with Cameron afterwards.
I do my best to get the
Okay.
answers, but
We
when
kinda
there's nothing
tried
set in
to
stone, I have to wiggle through
Uh,
what this option is, and can we do this, or can we not do this? So,
Next item on the agenda is director's report.
so we did the, APC meeting, we approved the, new bylaws as we did with you guys last month.
Excuse me, Cameron, thank you, board, for your time.
Thanks,
Appreciate
Rob.
Cam, thanks a lot. Thank you.
Thank you.
And then the June report, to the end of June, was 19 site visits, 18 new addresses, 13 compliance certificates issued, 27 new homes. To date, 27.
This month?
No, year to date,
Year.
yeah.
Still, that's good.
That's very good for the economy right now, we're doing a lot better, so, other than that, did you guys get a copy that I sent emails to? Again, we're struggling with our emails, like today I couldn't even get on it again. Dealt with it yesterday, our IT guy finally got back with me. It's a weekly thing that our emails are getting some kind of update that we don't have a chance to even stop, and then it throws a glitch into everything. So that's been a challenge for weeks, and then today our phone don't work. So we're working through whatever is thrown at us every day. But we're still chugging along in the office and doing what we can do. So the office has been the busiest since I've been here. It's
I can attest to that.
it's every hour on the hour, but we're trying to, we're staffed too, so we can do what we can do. And other than that, Gloria and Cindy's doing a great job as always, and we'll keep chugging along.
Cindy, report.
I'm currently working, trying to finish up changes to, the wind and alternative energy ordinance and add language in for solar. So it's been a slow process, and I've been crazy busy too, so, but we're getting there, and I've put it on, high priority, just because of some of the talk and things that are starting to happen around the county.
Anything on the Morse property?
I went out there yesterday, knocked on the door, didn't get an answer, so I'll
Okay.
continue to every Tuesday. There actually wasn't anybody, usually there's people out and about. I sent a picture to the county highway about the rocks, as mentioned, see if we can get those removed, and haven't got a response, but, that was gonna be one that just said, I had to make contact with them, and I don't know that they're really wanting to talk to us just because of past meetings and happenings, but we'll keep chugging on.
Anything on, you were gonna write a letter or something to him? Cindy?
I think.
Or am I misconstruing that?
Well, he does, what he does, is we get pictures of it, and then when I go out and do a site visit in my car, next week, everything's moved and shipped it back behind the pole barn. Which is yesterday, there was a lot of stuff now stacked on the side of the pole barn. So, we have to figure out, you can't just go proceed with this until you know exactly what kind of their business that they're running, and he said salt trucks, he said lumber. Again, he's moved all the lumber to the back, those one piles of lumber across the street, so I don't know whose lumber that is. So until we have direct evidence of this is what he's doing, which is what we're trying to get, at least establish a conversation with him. That's been the challenge with him, but it's been an ongoing issue for years and years and years. So the bad part of it is the neighbors, that everybody seems to be in a squabble, it's the same problem.
So the neighbors are unhappy with what's going on.
More Mr. I would say Mr. Morris was the most vocal. There really hasn't been a lot of people that's come forward to the office and said anything, but when I'm out there driving and I'm stopped, they certainly come up and talk to me about it. It's the same issues and all that, but they don't want confrontation.
Would they be acceptable to put a trail cam on their property?
I had mentioned that way you had proof and you could send it to the sheriff's department, and that's the only way you're gonna get that to the sheriff's department is direct evidence, and
Yep.
they said absolutely not. Because they don't want confrontation, and
Okay.
none of them are scared, and so you're limited to what you can do, but if, this winter, with apparently the salt trucks or whatever, of course, you gotta go out there when it's storming or whenever he's doing it, which he mentions late at night, so.
Yeah.
Keep our eyes on it, see what we can do for him.
Okay. Anything else, Cindy?
No.
Any other questions? Anybody concerns? Do I hear a motion? All in favor? Aye. Opposed? Motion carries. That's all, folks.